Hey, let's take a gander at 5 free agent edge rushers the Vikings could look at. All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I am Lupagus, and Zadarius Smith traded to the Browns. Now the question needs to be asked: will the Vikings look at what's out there on the free agent market when it comes to adding an edge rusher? We'll talk about if they'll even do that, who they could look at. Before we do, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the vids, comment as well. We'd love to know what you guys are hearing. Love what you know. Love to hear what you think about the Zadarius Smith trade and potentially these free agent options the Vikings could look to flesh out that depth chart. So before we get into the guys who are available, who are out there, let's just say this. So I'm not saying right now that the Vikings are gonna go out and sign somebody because they traded Zadarius Smith. I don't think the Vikings expected Zadarius Smith to be on this roster. They went and signed Marcus Davenport in free agency. You got Patrick Jones, you got DJ Wanham, you got Kenny Willekes coming back. You went out and you got Andre Carter, gave him a $300,000 guaranteed undrafted free agent contract, which was insane. So you have options. You have some depth here. You got to assume Marcus Davenport is going to stay healthy and is going to play well. And I think that's the key. If Davenport gets hurt in camp, now these are some names. This is where these names come into play. I don't think they're going to go out there and make a signing tomorrow. But if someone gets hurt or someone is not developing and they're like, oh, shit, we need to flesh this thing out. We need some more depth. We need a veteran in here. These are the names to watch. These are the names the Vikings could consider. You look at last year, I think they signed Jonathan Bullard in June. Year before that, they signed Bashad Breeland. So they there's a history here of the Vikings making some June signings. Maybe one of these guys are those June signings after they go through OTAs and to see how these edge group looks without Zadarius Smith on the team. So let's look at these options right now. Take a little sip of water here. Let's start with Leonard Floyd. Leonard Floyd, 30 years old. He's an old man, but he had 9 sacks last year, 10 tackles for a loss, 59 tackles, still playing at a high level. Leonard Floyd, obviously connection with Kevin O'Connell, their days back in LA together. So there's some familiarity with the head coach, a guy who can come in, be part of the rotation, and just, let him rush the passer. All you really need him to do, though he can tackle. I mean, he does seem to be pretty decent against the run, too, with 59 total tackles. So Leonard Floyd is definitely an option. Who was out there that the team could look at? Next one, Frank Clark. Frank Clark, 29 years old, had 5 sacks last year, 39 tackles, 8 tackles for a loss. And Frank Clark always just seems to play angry, played with a lot of fire and a lot of passion. Though he's 29 years old, I think he could be a spark plug. Comes in, maybe he makes a big play, gets everybody riled up, lays a big old hit. That's what I think Frank Clark brings to the table, that passion, that explosiveness. So, another one, 29 years old. None of these guys are going to be, I should maybe have said that too. I don't think anybody's going to be like this is going to be a 1-year rental. Really, I think if anybody, the Vikings do go out and sign anybody, it's going to be a 1-year rental. It's not going to be someone they're going to give an extended contract to. So the age doesn't really matter as much as you're not looking for that, next guy in the Kwesi mold, the 25-year-old who's coming off his rookie contract. This isn't what that is. This is just a veteran to give the Vikings some spark, give them someone in the rotation they can rely on. If, of course, Davenport, gets hurt, someone else gets hurt, someone's not developing. All right, let's go to Marcus Golden. I guess he's older than hell. I didn't think he was this old. 32 years old, 2.5 sacks last year, 48 tackles, 7 tackles for a loss. Those stats don't blow your pants off, but the year before he had 11 sacks. So he's had these kind of spurts where he's had these like double-digit sack years and he doesn't do anything. So maybe if that trend continues, he's on pace for a double-digit sack year, but 32 years old. Again, throw him in as a rotation and, let him just rush the passer, see what he can do. But the 48 tackles ain't too bad, but the 2.5 sacks, a little bit disappointing, but who knows? I don't know how he was used last year. I don't know if the Cardinals were trying something else. I don't know what the situation was. Marcus Golden, 32 years old, still might have a year or two of good football left in him. Let's go to a guy who's coming off a foot injury, only played in 4 games last season, but he's got a history with Brian Flores. They're together in New England. I'm talking about Trey Flowers. He's 29 years old. He had a 4 tackle, no sack, no tackle for last season in 2022, but when he was with Flores, he had 3 straight seasons of 6.5 or more sacks. He got that big contract from Detroit. So Flores knows how to use Trey Flowers, 29 years old. Coming off the injury, it could be a cheap prove-it year kind of a deal. Get him at a good price, put him in the rotation, see what he can do. Again, Flores knows how to get the best of this guy. It's been proven. We've seen it. So Trey Flowers definitely a name to keep an eye on if the Vikings do decide to add an edge rusher. And now the last one. Yeah, he's coming back. He's coming back. I guess he's never even had a full season in purple. He's here for half a year. He led the team in sacks during those 6 games. Yannick Ngakoue, the one who got away. He's only 28 years old. Still a youngling, 28 years old. The dude had 9.5 sacks last year, 29 tackles, 8 tackles for a loss. Hit the quarterback 16 times. So some of these other guys have talked about, you look at their tackles, Floyd had 59, Golden had 48. Some of these guys give you a, multi-purpose. No, not Yannick Ngakoue. One-trick pony. Let him rush the passer. He's excellent at it. He's top-notch at it. It's what he does. Again, I keep saying put these guys in the rotation, but Yannick's a guy where you just put him in passing downs. Put him in passing downs. Let him fly. Still explosive. Still very productive. Still lightning quick off the ball. Let's get him back in Minnesota for one more go-around. Let's make it a full year this time. Yannick, we're bringing him back. So those are 5 names to take a look at. Again, keep them in the back of your head. If something goes bad, something goes south, if the depth isn't looking like what the Vikings thought it would be, no one's stepping up, no one's emerging. They may look to add a veteran, and those are the guys they could target. Let me know if there's anybody else out there who you think the Vikings could target if they want to bring in a veteran edge presence on this team. And also remember, and this may be the most important thing ever, keep your skull in your hole.